And we are live. What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to another action-packed edition of the Another71.com CPA exam podcast. As always, I am your humble host, Jeff Elliott, a licensed CPA in the state of Kansas by the grace of God and to the chagrin of many, and the numbers growing daily, I assure you. Welcome to episode 89. Somehow we've done 89 of these things. Hopefully a few people have been listening along the way. You can hit me up on Facebook, as 48,000 of you have done, as well as Twitter, and of course the Another71.com forum, over 500,000 posts there. If you want to be on the podcast, if you have questions, hopefully I have an answer or two, you can go to Another71.com/free, and that will give you a free trial of Ninja Monthly. And inside of Ninja Monthly, in addition to the free MCQ and book and notes and all of those goodies, you can submit your question to the Ask Jeff in the dojo, and it will move to the top of the list for the next podcast. So again, that's Another71.com/free, and you can check it out there. And let's get started. And Dan starts things off. Hi, Jeff. I realize you own a CPA review course, but do you have any general comments on each of the major CPA review courses? Meaning, for example, Becker might be good for person A, while person B might prefer Ninja or Gleim, etc. Okay. This is a loaded question and full of many tripwires and landmines, so I will do my best to navigate this terrain. So the bigger question is, I guess the question is, what is the best CPA review course for each individual person? So I guess we'll go through some of the name brands. And again, I am a competitor of all of these companies, but they all of their students are well represented on the Another71.com forum. So it's like if you owned a coffee shop and people brought in their Starbucks or whatever other Blue Bottle, whatever other name brand coffees you might like. So it's like you own your own local coffee shop, but then everyone else brings in their own stuff, and it's like that's just how it is. So I'm a competitor. I am biased, but I also try to be objective and fair, and a guiding principle that I use is I try to treat the companies that are represented in my forum. While I am a competitor, I try to treat them the way that I personally would want to be treated. So, and as Mom said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all, type of thing. No. So Becker, Becker is the company with the largest market share in the industry. I don't think anyone disputes that. And a lot of the firms use them. They have programs with all of the firms. And so a lot of people use Becker. A lot of people pass with Becker. And my impression of Becker is that they have a lot of money behind their course. And so the interface looks slick, and they have probably an army of editors, and everything is top of the line. Now, you pay for that, by the way, and so that's why their course is $3,000, $3,500, whatever it might be. And then also, when a company has that much overhead, that gets passed on to the consumer. And so all CPA review courses, we all get our questions from the same source, which is the AICPA. The difference between the courses, the CPA review courses, are the explanations. So the AICPA releases the questions, and then you, as a provider, have to write your own explanations. And another difference would be the technology. So the different multiple choice test bank platforms have just different interfaces, different looks and feels, and also the sims. And so the difference is the question explanations, and probably the technology, because for the most part, the CPA review courses, they all are bound by the same accounting principles, the same FASB pronouncements, the same auditing standards. And so the difference would be the editors. I think all review courses have good editors, and it's, a debit is a debit, credit is a credit. And so it's answer explanations, technology, marketing, because some review courses have like campus reps all over the place. Other people like me, I have 0 campus reps. And so there's marketing, which can sway public opinion about what's best, and oftentimes it's human nature to associate a higher priced product with quality. That's just how it is. So if something is expensive, it must be because it's good. If something is cheap, it must be because they can't charge more because it's not worth it. Some cases in some instances that's the case. In other cases it's not. And what I personally recommend is for each person making an investment in a CPA review course, I highly recommend that you test drive, do free trials of all of the CPA review courses. And so, Becker, if you just want to know that you're just going to throw a bunch of money at it and not have to worry about the tech or anything, that's fine. That's $3,500. A lot of people pass with Becker. That's fine. Other courses, Gleim. Gleim is also a good course. You mentioned Gleim. Gleim is also a very good course. Been around forever, and they have a very good reputation, and they're known for their big red books, and they have a good reputation in my forum for having very good simulation technology. And so that's probably something that they are known for, and they're hovering right around the $1,500, $2,000 course price range. Roger CPA Review. A lot of people like Roger because accounting is boring. Roger Phillips is it Philip or Phillips? I always get that wrong. I can never spell it right. And he's a very good accounting instructor who makes accounting very interesting and less boring. You don't want to stab your eyeballs out with an ice pick because he keeps you engaged. And what else? And Wiley. Wiley is also one of the big courses out there. Wiley has also been around forever, and they have good tech, good reputation. So that's like 4 that I named, and plus Ninja. Obviously, I am. I don't want to put myself up there with some of these other big courses, but it is my site, my podcast, and people tend to use Ninja when they have failed with another course and want to supplement, or they failed with another course, and they want to go what I call full Ninja, like ditch the course because either they're sick of it, it's like their 3rd time around with it, or it is expired. And my Ninja monthly price point, people really seem to love it. It's budget friendly. It's $67 a month, and you get everything, and there's no commitment, and you can sign up for 1 month, download everything, study, pass, move on, whatever. Whereas other courses, some of them have like a 10-day trial, 30-day trial. Some of them, if you buy it and you want to return it, okay, they'll let you within like 10 days, whatever, but they're going to charge you like $200 or $300. And that's some of the fine print. So those are all things that you really need to check out before you purchase a CPA review course. It's hard to say what type of person would like XYZ course. And so I would do so Becker offers a free trial, Roger offers a free trial, Gleim free trial, Wiley free trial, Ninja free trial. I would try all those, and there's 5 other good courses that I didn't just name drop. You should try them out too. But at the end of the day, it comes down to how hard are you going to work? Are you going to get up early, study at lunch, study late, tell your Facebook friends goodbye. Sorry, I won't be reading your biscuit and bacon recipes in my timeline for a month. Sorry, fantasy football peeps. I can't draft Todd Gurley this year. I'm out. Um, I mean, you have to make some sacrifices. Don't throw $67 a month at a course, Ninja. Don't throw $3,500 at Becker either if you're not ready to sit down and sacrifice. Once you are ready, then picking the best CPA review course for you is a discussion that you'll need to have. So try all the courses and ask yourself, will I like studying with this person at 5 a.m.? Or is this person going to drive me nuts? If the answer is the latter, like, hey, you hear my voice, kind of got a Kansas twang going on. Some people say I have a nasally sound in my voice because I've broken it twice. Once I got punched. Long story. And another one, I ran into a brick wall. Actually 3 times. And the third time I got smashed with a baseball. So needless to say, I have a nasally voice. It's all right. Somehow life goes on. And so if you don't like this, why that's relevant is because if you don't like my voice, then you're not going to like my audio. But if you can get past it, then you'll probably like it. And if you don't like 90s rap references, like if you're like a millennial and you think 90s is classic rock, you're probably not going to get it either. So I had to have a discussion with my 15-year-old that no, the 90s, like 90s grunge is not classic rock, son. Okay. So I hope that's helpful. Free trials. Can you stand this person and their mannerisms at 5 a.m.? Can you stand my nasally voice? Does it? And then finally, what about your budget? Like if you drop $3,500 on this course, if you drop $2,000 on this course, well, there's opportunity cost at play. If you spend that much money on that, then that's money that you could spend on like a celebratory cruise after you pass. And that's fine. So you can like buy an inexpensive course like Ninja and then take that $2,000 cruise. Or you can, maybe if you feel more comfortable buying the $2,000 course, then go that route. But there's definitely opportunity cost at play when you choose a more expensive course. I'm kind of getting into the arena where like I'm talking about my competitors, but that is a real consideration. And maybe, Jeff, I don't quite feel comfortable with with Jeff, and he's got the beard and the nasally voice, and I'm not quite sure about him. Maybe I feel more comfortable dropping $3,500. That's fine, and I understand that. But one way around that is because I offer people a 30-day, 100% money back refund guarantee for any reason or no reason at all. And I won't even argue with you. I'll just give you your money back and you can keep what you downloaded. So that's why you can buy Ninja. Try Ninja with zero risk because the internet is a big place. And if people were unhappy with me, I don't want angry people. That's not why I'm in this business. I'm in this business to support my family and help people. And those are 2 things that I like doing because I have a bunch of kids and we can't order pizza without dropping $70. So okay. Hope that's helpful. Do the demos, learning style. Will you like hanging out with them at 5 a.m.? Can you afford it? Are you going to have to, think about if you have student loans, mortgage, car payment, new baby on the way. If you add $2,000, $3,500 to a credit card, how long is it going to take you to pay that off? Just figure that out. And most people don't. They make a purchase with their emotions and not with, not figuring out the numbers. Crunch the numbers on that. You're an accountant, and if it's going to be that you're still paying off your $3,000 course by the time that your son or daughter is getting ready to take the CPA exam, maybe you should go a different route. A lot of things to consider. I hope that's helpful. Amar writes in, hello, Jeff. I took auditing and got a 58. The idea is I was using Becker and have a full concentration on the MCQs and solve them more than once. During the exam, I discovered I have concentrated on memorizing instead of understanding the concepts. Plus, I did not have a full concentration on the sims. If you allow me, I have 3 questions. If I finish reading the books, am I supposed to solve the MCQs, all of them in a correct way? No, the MCQs are an integral part of the learning process. And so you watch your videos, you read your books, and you get what you can out of them, but don't expect to jump in the MCQ and be scoring like 80. I mean, you're going to start out in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s as you build your knowledge base and as you take notes. What is the appropriate way I can measure I have proper understanding of the material during studying? Well, if you're scoring, I mean, if after let's say you've drilled down, and so you are all the way done with your books or videos, and you're working the MCQ, and you have drilled down into a topic, and your first set of 20 you score in the 50s, second 60s, 70s, 80s. Well, you're starting to get it, and there's really no way to know, but as you miss questions, write them down and take notes. Take notes over the little fact nugget that they're testing you on. And finally, I've just subscribed with Ninja. I need your advice on how to be sure of passing the exam. So within the dojo, and you can go to, since you're a Ninja Monthly member, you can go into the dojo and click Start Here, and it will walk you through exactly how to study. And if you're on another71.com, you can also go to, I believe it's another71.com/pass, and it will walk you through how to study as well. Brian writes in, hey Jeff, I previously used Gleim and completed 50% of their MCQ for regulation, FAR, BEC, and audit. I surprisingly passed regulation using only Ninja for the last 15 days of studying, completing 64% of the MCQ. I want to pass at least 2 sections in the next testing window, and I want to take them towards the end of the testing window, late November, because I would rather not wait 2 months for results. If I had to pick 2 sections to take within a 1 or 2 week period, would you recommend BEC and FAR or BEC and audit? I would take BEC and audit together if you have to, and in your case, I understand why. Just because, you know, I personally, this is not a best practice, but I personally studied and passed audit in 2 weeks just because I procrastinated, and I'm not a great example, but it can be done. You can absorb the auditing material a lot faster than FAR or regulation. And BEC, I mean, you can study for BEC within 5 weeks, and it's just fine. So BEC and audit, I think, lend themselves to shorter studying periods. Bess writes in, I've been thinking about my last FAR exam attempt and realized that I did not enter zeros or even click in the sim question response areas if they did not require an answer. I keep reading on the another71.com forum of people describing how they went through each answer and entered zeros to make sure they got at least some points if they did not know how to answer a question. I was in such a hurry to make certain that I didn't run out of time that I think I made a huge technical mistake by not completely reading the directions regarding those areas that didn't need a response. Do you think it's possible to have lost points by not entering zeros on sim questions that did not require a response and have to score weaker in the task-based simulations area? It's really hard to know, but I have always been a proponent of leave as many, or answer whenever possible. So you only get points by entering information. So you start with 0, and the more you enter, the more, so it's not like you lose points by entering things, rather it's the opposite. So you start with 0, and then you earn points by what you enter. And when I was taking the exam, I always entered 0, or, I mean, hey, let's face it, when we go in and take the exam, half the challenge is figuring out what in the world the AI CPA wants you to do anyway. One time I had a sim, I knew how to do the topic, but I stared at it for 30 minutes because I didn't know what in the world they wanted me to do. And never leave something blank if you can avoid it. Of course, that doesn't help you now because you've already taken your exam. But for anyone listening or watching, if you can avoid it, don't leave simulation blanks blank. Chantal writes in, the study materials recommend the ninja process, with the first N being nail the concepts by watching CPA review course videos. However, would intense notes be okay without the videos if I don't have a CPA review course with videos to watch? Or do you have any other recommendations for the first N, which is nail the concepts? Okay, so the ninja study framework is nail the concepts, intense notes, nonstop MCQ, just rewrite your notes, and it all comes together in a final review. So the N in the first N in Ninja, it used to be nail the videos, then I changed it later to nail the concepts, because not everyone has a video course. And so if you are studying using like a CPA review book instead, so you have a book or you have Ninja Monthly and you're just using the Ninja book and not watching the Ninja Plus videos or whatever, if you're just using a book, then it's nail the concept. So get through the book as quickly as possible. If you have CPA review course videos, get through the videos as quickly as possible. Take intense notes of your videos. Take intense notes over your book. And then once you're done with the book, set it aside and then carry your intense notes on into your MCQ. And when you miss a question, or if you get a question right but you kind of guess and you think that you'll miss it later, definitely write it down. Dion writes in, I have a question about the MCQs. What is the best way to balance them out? I'm just doing them by section for now. Is the goal to do every question? That's what I'm trying to do. Business law, so taking reg. Seems like it will take forever to get through. What are your thoughts? No, I mean, you can't get through every question, and rare is the CPA candidate who gets through every question, at least from what I've seen. And so really what you have to do is, it's like auditing. You have to do a sample of the population. So you have to do a sample of the agency law questions. So maybe there's 100 questions and maybe you do 2 mini testlets of 20. So you do 40 and you're scoring 85. I think you're good to go. So, and then you move on to your next topic. So obviously you want to do as many MCQs as you can, but you can't do the entire population. What I would do is like drill down into a topic. So bonds, agency law, obviously I'm mixing 2 different exams there, but so you do bonds, you do a set of 20 and then do another set of 20, you take notes as you go. And so you've already nailed the concepts either through your videos or your book. And now you're in the MCQ, you're scoring in the 80s. Hey, move on to, so inventory. So staying with FAR, move on to inventory or pensions or something like that. So while you can't do every question, you can do a representative sample of the population. And if you're doing well, then I would move on and until your final review. Hirsch writes in, do you know if people have passed all 4 sections of the CPA exam using only the Ninja multiple choice questions and Sims? Yes, people have passed using only for general terms, let's call it a test bank. Yes, people have passed all 4 sections of the CPA exam using only a test bank. Is that a best practice? No, I don't think it is. But I do think if you're going to pick one method or one ingredient of a CPA review course, videos, books, MCQ, audio, notes, whatever, I would go, and if you're going to do that only, I would do the MCQ only. Now, what the MCQ can't do is it can't explain something beyond what is there in the blurb. That's where a video course comes into play. The MCQ only has that little fact nugget within the context of that question. So there's no, hey, like in a book, here's the concept, example 1, example 2, and here's a curveball, example 3. That's where a book would come into play. And you can't practice MCQ while you drive, or you shouldn't. I'm sure it's been done. I guess it's a marketing opportunity. You don't have to choose, because with Ninja Monthly, you get everything for one low monthly price. Book, videos, test bank, audios, flashcards. You get it all for $67 a month. So you don't have to choose. There, I was able to turn that into a marketing opportunity. All right, well, that does it for this episode of the Another71.com CPA Exam Podcast. If you want to be on the show, if you have a question, hopefully I have an answer, you can go to Another71.com/free, and that will give you a free trial of Ninja Monthly and the dojo and the book, audio, test bank, and all of that, all of those goodies. And you can submit your question to Ask Jeff within the dojo, and it will go to the top of the list, and you can get your question answered and get some free goodies. And I don't know how many times I've said goodies in this podcast, but it's probably too many. And we also have the private study group, which is quite popular and active, so you can check that out as well. Until next time, everyone, be good, take care, and I will talk to you soon.